I've been a preacher for over 30 years, teaching and interpreting the Bible to congregations across the globe. In that time, I've delved into Genesis countless times. Enoch, a mysterious figure, walked with the Elohim, it says. Then, he was no more because the powerful ones took him away. This cryptic passage is further explored in the Book of Enoch, an ancient text that reveals astonishing details about Enoch's life and the Watchers, 200 celestial beings who descended to earth, mixed with human women, and produced the Nephilim, a race of giants. This strange and compelling narrative can be found across various cultures. Genesis 6 briefly touches on the subject, but stories of divine beings intermingling with humans can be found in countless traditions, from the myths of Africa to the legends of ancient Greece. In 1984, a curious case unfolded in Anloga, a coastal town in Ghana. A 26-year-old woman who had been missing for 3 years suddenly reappeared. Her family, overwhelmed with relief and confusion, peppered her with questions. Where had she gone? What had happened during her absence? The woman revealed an incredible story. She had been abducted from the beach by beings she referred to as the Mami Wata, a supernatural race well known in West African folklore. According to her, they had taken her underwater, where she was held captive and forced to bear children. The Mami Wata people, often compared to mermaids or sirens, are believed to live beneath the ocean and abduct humans. Although some dismiss these stories as folklore or cautionary tales, the widespread nature of these myths across the African diaspora is undeniable. More intriguingly, stories of abductions, whether by divine beings or extraterrestrials, can be found in cultures worldwide. Could these legends contain a kernel of truth? The woman's family was not the only one to hear such a tale. My own relatives knew this family personally. It's a story not easily dismissed. Why would anyone choose to share such a fantastical narrative, knowing it would likely lead to disbelief or even ostracization? Yet she told it anyway, and this demands we take her account seriously. Her experience seems to mirror a much older narrative, a tale told in the Book of Enoch. The Book of Enoch, originating from Hebrew tradition, describes humanity's interaction with the Watchers. These celestial beings, said to have descended from their cosmic stations, took human women and fathered offspring. This tale echoes throughout history in various forms, from the Nephilim in Genesis to tales of demigods and giants in other ancient cultures. But Enoch's story is not just about these divine human interactions. It also chronicles his journeys through the heavens. Enoch, guided by an entity named Uriel, was shown the mysteries of the universe, how the stars moved, the laws governing the cosmos, and truths hidden from mankind. Whether Enoch's journey was physical, astral, or visionary, what's clear is that he encountered advanced beings who imparted knowledge beyond the scope of his earthly understanding. This theme of cosmic journeys and advanced knowledge resonates with other traditions, too. The Dogon people of Mali, for instance, had detailed knowledge of the Sirius star system long before modern astronomy confirmed its existence. Their shamans claimed this knowledge was imparted to them by beings from the stars. Could it be that what Enoch described is part of a larger, more ancient narrative about humanity's connection to the cosmos? Perhaps the stories of Enoch, the Mami Wata, and even the UFO abduction tales of today are all part of the same tapestry, threads of a long-forgotten history where human beings interacted with beings from the heavens or beyond. Maybe we, like Ezekiel, Enoch, and countless others, have brushed against something far greater, only to dismiss it out of fear or disbelief. What remains clear is that these stories, however old or fantastical they may seem, still captivate us, urging us to look to the skies, the seas, and beyond, to search for the answers that may lie just outside our reach. In the 1960s, renowned astrophysicist Carl Sagan highlighted a fascinating intersection of myth and possible extraterrestrial contact. inspired by ancient stories of beings who were both human and aquatic. Among these legends were the Apkallu, described in Babylonian mythology, written by the Greek priest Berossus in the 3rd century BCE. The Apkallu, part human and part aquatic, allegedly nurtured early human civilization, teaching humanity essential skills such as mathematics, astronomy, and civil engineering. This theme, advanced knowledge imparted by otherworldly beings, has been echoed across various cultures, including the African Mamiwata tradition and similar stories in the Caribbean. Sagan, always intrigued by the idea of extraterrestrial influence on human development, speculated in a 1962 paper, Direct Contact Among Galactic Civilizations, that Earth might have been visited by advanced civilizations in historical times. He referenced stories like that of the Apkallu as worthy of deeper study. The notion of such intervention intrigued him, especially considering how, seemingly out of nowhere, ancient Sumerian civilization made a dramatic leap forward in fields like legal systems, literature, and banking, an advancement that, Sagan believed, warranted an explanation beyond human capability at the time. Curiously, stories of aquatic beings teaching humanity surface across many isolated cultures. The Apkallu closely resemble figures from Mamiwata mythology and other indigenous traditions, suggesting a possible common source or, as some believe, actual interactions with an advanced civilization. But it wasn't just ancient legends that piqued Sagan's interest. He was also captivated by the troubling reality that thousands of people vanish annually, with many cases unexplained. Could there be a connection between these disappearances and ancient myths of otherworldly beings who once visited Earth? Sagan wasn't alone in pondering these questions. He was joined by notable thinkers like Monsignor Corrado Balducci and Dr. John Mack, who advocated for serious study of close encounters and abduction phenomena, dismissing the ridicule these subjects often faced in the West. The Book of Enoch, another ancient text, details the exploits of the Watchers, celestial beings who passed down knowledge to humanity. This theme, of tutelage by non-human entities, recurs in stories of contact across many indigenous cultures, from the Dogon tribe's lore of visitors from the Sirius star system to the Cherokees' Pleiadian legends. Some contemporary abductees even report gaining advanced abilities or knowledge after their experiences, reminiscent of ancient tales. These intersecting narratives, whether found in ancient texts or modern accounts, challenge our understanding of humanity's past. By listening to those who claim extraordinary experiences, we might uncover new insights into our place in the cosmos, just as Sagan suggested. Perhaps, as the Apkallu once did, we are being guided toward a future that stretches far beyond Earth. In the ancient texts of many civilizations, there exists a mysterious and captivating tale, the story of the Watchers and their offspring, the Nephilim. These beings are said to have descended from the heavens, intermingling with humans, producing giant offspring that legends across the world remember. Greek mythology calls them the Titans, while other traditions tell similar stories of these colossal beings. The Jewish historian Josephus, writing in the 1st century, recounts the ancient memory of human abductions and hybridization as recorded in the Book of Enoch. He referred to these events as historical, claiming that the giants of his own time were living proof of these ancient interferences. Interestingly, Josephus pointed out that even the Greek myths had preserved a version of this tale, which resonates with the stories in the Bible, particularly Genesis 6. In Genesis, the story is brief but striking. It speaks of the sons of God, Bene Elohim, who descended to earth and took human wives, resulting in the birth of the Nephilim, giants who once roamed the earth. The Bible mentions these characters without much introduction, implying that the audience already knew the story from other sources. But the Book of Enoch dives deeper into the narrative, describing the Watchers, a group of 200 powerful beings who descended to Earth, teaching humanity arts and sciences while also crossing boundaries by taking human wives. Their actions led to the birth of these half-divine, half-human giants, beings of immense strength and size, feared by ancient peoples. What makes these stories so compelling is their ubiquity across different cultures. In Sumerian texts, the story of sky people or star people closely mirrors the tale of the Watchers. The Sumerians describe 300 beings dispatched to stations in the stars, a description that sounds eerily similar to space stations or observatories in modern language. These beings were called observers, paralleling the term watchers used in the Book of Enoch. One question that arises is why such stories were excluded from the biblical canon. Scholars believe that during the formation of the Hebrew Scriptures in the 6th century BCE, a monotheistic worldview took precedence. Stories that acknowledged multiple divine entities or extraterrestrial beings were deemed incompatible with this new theological framework. Hence, texts like the Book of Enoch, which were too explicit about these otherworldly beings, were left out. This editorial decision shaped not only religious texts, but also our modern understanding of the divine. By conflating the actions of extraterrestrial entities with God, the biblical narrative became confusing, and stories of ancient contact were obscured. But as we look back through history, the presence of non-human entities, like the Nephilim, the Elohim, and the Watchers, remains undeniable. Could it be that we are now entering a time where this veil of secrecy is being lifted? Are we rediscovering ancient truths that were once hidden, slowly uncovering a more complex relationship between humanity and otherworldly beings? The mystery lingers, inviting us to reconsider the ancient narratives and question what has been lost or deliberately concealed over millennia.